Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Here we are on episode 45. I've entitled this episode The Devious Files. We're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive on the world premiere of a new film called Devious Intent that comes out September 19th. I have three incredible guests. All of them are returning guests. I'm going to go ahead and pass to each of my in-studio guests. Our third guest, Miss Chanda Rawlings, will be joining us via Zoom about halfway into the show. So I'll pitch to my right.
Hey, it's me again, Russell Sage Patrick. Some of you may know me, or I should say a lot of you may know me, and maybe a few don't, but I work on many different projects. I've been trying to produce a lot of stuff that's been coming out now. I like to work more behind the camera instead of in front of the camera, but, I like to venture out up front. But, of course, I help produce, I act, I do sound. I've actually just recently had an opportunity to work on a film through ADR for a film from Belfast, Ireland. So, but yeah, I'm glad to be here, and my friends sitting over to my right, and friends to the left, and friends over in front of me, and glad to be back. And hey, it's going to be a good show.
Yeah. My next guest.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Great to be back here with everybody. This is Matt Burns, former punk rock promoter, and now into the movies and doing conventions and whatnot. And so really happy to be back here and talking about these things with you guys.
Awesome. It's always a pleasure to have you guys, to have you back, Matt. I've known you for a few years now. Really respect everything that you give of yourself to the larger community. You really do give a lot of your time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. Russell, one of the things I wanted to explore with you, the same idea. I know that you're very much part of the Filmmakers Meetup.
Yes.
Can you talk to our audience a little bit about that and why you've dedicated your energy to making sure that that's a successful event?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The Filmmakers Meetup is a meeting that that we have the second Thursday of every month in Frederick, Maryland, and we hold it at El Forno Pizzeria. JP, the owner, has so generously, John Perrin, he's so generously donated part of his restaurant there for us to have those meetings, and it's a great place to go. I have to admit, how I got involved, I basically just went there one time just to be like, one of the matting crowd and see what's going on. And they had a problem getting things going. And, of course, me being me, I just stood up and said, "Hey, let's get something going." And it kind of started from there. And then the powers that be, the main folk that basically run the place, Clark and Kim and Jordan Miller and I can't remember, there's another Jordan.
Jordan Holt.
Yes, thank you so much. But those guys, they're the ones that really make it happen. And Elizabeth Hitchin, she's now part of that top crew, and I just kind of got brought into it, accidentally. But I've been going. I think I've only missed one meeting in the last 2 years.
No,
So, and the amount of people that show up. I mean, I've seen people that are pretty prominent in the film industry come out and actually see what's going on. We've got actors, we got producers, we got executive producers, we've got armorers, we've got sound people, we've got cinematographers. I mean, pretty much everybody comes out to that meeting and shares what they have and what they know. And there's a whole lot of connections that can be made there. And in fact, for me, Ference Gregor, him and I met up there, and now I'm involved in his Faces of the Undead Part 2.
We've had him. We've had Faces on the show.
Okay,
yes, we did.
Yeah.
Great guy.
I encourage everyone to
really
check it
really
out.
great
Great guy. And he asked me to come on and help with the sound, so that's going to be doing that. And Yeah, lots and lots of connections can be made, and anyone that's interested, let me just say, it's like I said, second Thursday of every month, 7 to 9 p.m. A lot of us get there around 6, to have some food, and we do have
socialize.
Socialize, and everything. And but it's a good meeting, good place to make connections, good place to share your wares, if you would, but. Lots and lots of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Matt, Nick, let's go ahead and bring up our first graphic. And I want you to tell our audience about Main Street Comic-Con, your involvement in it, and paint the picture for us.
Well, yeah, Main Street Comic-Con, as you can see here, it's in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. It's going to be across the street from the movie theater at a new event center that they just opened up called the Main Street Event Center. It's right across the street from the movie theater. So it's a great location. And we got Carl Craig and Linda Jo Miller, who were in some old Gamera and old King Kong kaiju films or whatever. So, cool. And they are actually in Devious Intent as well. We actually shot with them for Devious Intent. And so it's really exciting. So they're really excited that they have, the first movie that they've been in probably many, many years. And of course, we have our old friend Mel Heflin coming out as well. Mel's really cool. And she was in Blood. Yeah, she was in Blood and Breakfast and a few other movies, and she's going to be in the area. So we thought we'd bring her in because she hasn't been to this area for an appearance in a really long time. And we actually got a few surprise appearances that aren't on this flyer yet. But if you like Trauma, stay tuned because it's going to be it's going to be some pretty cool stuff. If you like Trauma Entertainment, of course, Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, those classic B horror films, I guess, for lack of a better word, but independent horror films. And so I mean, we're looking at vendors. We're going to have like a lot of cool stuff happening. So September 19th, come on out.
Yeah, definitely. Nick, let's look at the next graphic. I wanted you to tell us a little bit more because this is 2 days. I want everyone, because at first I was confused. Then I realized, this is Sunday.
These are separate events.
This is Sunday. So let's talk about the mini movie mania that you have going on. And at the Waynesboro Theater, we'll talk a little bit more when we talk about Devious Intent. But if you've never been to the Waynesboro Theater, it is beautiful, completely remodeled. It's a lovely cinema. And it really does have that old school feel of just a beautiful movie theater. So tell us all about this, Matt.
Yeah, well, so we also have this is another way that we like to support local filmmakers. The Mini Movie Mania is where they can submit short films, 20 minutes or less, and we have 3 genres of horror, comedy, and drama. This way, it's not all the same. Yeah, this way, it's not all the same genre, and it's 3 hours for $20. It's a pretty good deal, and half the proceeds actually most of the proceeds go to the movie theater. It's actually a benefit for the Waynesboro Movie Theater, so we can keep it going because they've been so good to us over the years, premiering our local films and just doing a lot of wonderful things for us. So I've almost got all the films compiled. We have an event on Marketplace. We have an event on Facebook where we are announcing each film. And Russell, I'm sorry, you look like you have something you want to say.
Well, yeah, I was going to say I haven't gotten it to you yet, but I would like to get reminiscing.
Yeah, I know. Last year we kind of had some.
It was a sound problem.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties. Yeah. If you want to resubmit that, go right ahead.
Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Save me a spot, please.
We sure will. We'll talk about it after we're done here. We can talk about it after we're done here. But yeah, no problem. Like I said, horror and comedy. Because I mean, there's all kinds of filmmakers in this area, and we want to showcase all of them, not just the horror ones that seem like they get most of the attention or whatever. But we don't want to just be known for horror, because there's a lot of great filmmakers in this area. So
yeah, I agree. Russell, what would you like to share with our audience about the Waynesboro Theater specifically? If you were trying to get someone to go there for the first time to see one of these events that we're promoting for September 19th and 20th, what's the selling points?
Great prices, even on the on your
concessions.
You can thank you. You knew what I was going.
Yeah.
Great prices even on the concessions. So it's not like they're trying to stick you or anything like that. And the thing is, they've got top quality sound system.
Yes.
The projector and everything is digital.
Digital.
So
yeah.
I mean, it's everything's
yeah.
upgraded and everything like that.
Yeah.
But and great atmosphere. I mean, the seats are clean. Actually, the seats are very freaking comfortable.
Yeah.
So, but it's like I say, it's a great place to come out, have a good time, enjoy yourself, enjoy a movie. Yeah. So.
And as we've talked about in the past on the show, venues like that, theaters like that, cinemas like that are a dying thing. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All of us
like drive-ins.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to be part of the Slasher 15 Save the Drive-In, and they have another season. Yeah,
yes, it worked. For a while. So,
sadly, old not good stories. I don't know if you all saw that story earlier for the Mahoning Drive-In. Somebody vandalized the historic sign and everything. So somebody, it was just really bad. Yeah, it was just really. So shout out to the Mahoning Drive-In. Hope you guys get everything fixed because that's a wonderful drive-in theater. They do a lot of great, specialty.
They do.
You see a lot of stuff from the Mahoning. Just people just need to get over themselves. What do they get out of that? I don't understand. What do you get out of that?
Yeah, whatever happened to respect for other people's property? Because I mean.
Let's go ahead and pull up our next graphic, Nick, and this is part of the mini. This screening on Sunday.
Yes, this is
one of my favorite figures that I have on Facebook is Jessa Jupiter Flux. I've followed her for years. We're hoping at some point to get her on the show.
She's very busy. I know she does like a new movie every day. It seems like
she did this whole clown thing. Like she went to clown college, and that's what I would love to interview her about. But Amityville Barbie versus the Evil Deados is screening that Sunday, September the 20th.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about this film and the films that you have in the programming at this point.
Well, as of right now, Amityville's in it. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't really spend much time on set, but a buddy of mine, Ronan James, who is actually a SAG stunt performer, he was in like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and he's been in a lot of good stuff as like stunt doubles and whatnot. So he came up with this idea, and he started talking to me about it because because he knew I worked on a lot of these films. So he's. The thing is so well shot and so well because he's a stunt choreographer. So I mean the fighting scenes are just so cool. I mean he really did a great job with this short. Of course, a lot of people felt like, or at least there were a couple people. There's actually recently been a podcast where they were talking about that they felt like that he spent $14,000 for a short or whatever. But it's a really good short. It's won a lot of awards, and unfortunately he didn't make the money to make the feature length, which was $30,000. Right. But for some reason, people are all like, "Oh, you didn't make the features." I'm like, I mean, we made something. I mean, most people don't even make anything. A lot of times, if they don't make the thing, they'll just send the money back or whatever. They'll just refund the money or whatever. But this is a great film. I mean, like I said, it's not a great choreography. I mean, it's really a neat concept. I really hope one day that we can actually make the feature length film. I really, because we had a lot of big plans for that. So hopefully we can figure out how to do the feature, and this one's just been dominating the film festival circuit. So
and it's to hear you talk about feature versus short, like as an old school filmmaker, when I went to film school, like shorts were incredibly. That's all we did.
Yeah. Because back then all you had was, you only had so much film. It's not like now you
got to entertain me for 15 or 20 minutes before you can ask me for 90. Right.
Well, and also the other thing is too, like I said, it was so expensive to shoot on film back then, and I mean, it's not like now where you have a phone in your pocket, you can make a whole movie on your cell phone now. You don't even need a real camera anymore.
We've all seen those amateur films where you're just like, you want the editor, right? Like, I mean, like, yeah, there's sometimes with, amateur films, they can be abysmal. Sometimes they're really great. It takes the vision, and I think that's always what, separates the. Let me ask, Russell, use old filmmaker term, in the can. Yeah. What projects do you have in the can? I know that you've been working on a few things. So tell us where you're at with post-production and what all you have in the pipeline.
Okay, I'll go from current to what I was going to make a list, but it's like, bleh, But what the most current one that's finished is, of course, Black Sheep. We shot that 10-day. We did a 10-day shoot last July in York, Pennsylvania. It's in the final stages of editing and coloring and all. We're actually scheduled for an October 24th premiere in York, Pennsylvania. And of course, that's the most current one. I've got one that just came out that I worked on for the last 5 years called Damaged Disciples, and it's available. It's available on Amazon, but it's on Tubi, so it's on some free sites as well. And there's a TV pilot that I had a small part in, but I worked sound on it, and I got asked if I wanted to do a little cameo, so I said sure, why not? But that's called Verily, and that's available on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere, but it was shot very well. Great cast, great crew, and it was a lot of fun. I trying to think of what else do I got in the can. That's all I can think of right now because there's one called Poison Tree. Poison Tree is available. That's on Tubi and that's on Amazon as well. That is a psychological thriller, and that was it was a lot of fun to make, but it will mess with your mind.
It's a good one.
The acting. Oh my gosh. And there was a lot of times that we were on set, and I'm back here, and I'm like, oh man, she sounds. This is for real, but you get a chance, check that out, and just go to IMDb, look up Russell Sage Patrick. It has I think I've got like 56 projects or something, out there, and check them out, and it'll show you where you can look at them and all that. But just real quick, this is out of the can, pre-production. Damaged Disciples 2, Fallen Daughter. This is going to make Damaged Disciples look like,
Sesame Street.
Like a 6-year-old made the first. We put the first one together. Damaged Disciples 2 is going to freaking blow your mind.
I love it. Let's pull up our last graphic before we get into the devious intent stuff. Now, this one, Nick, will you share with the group your connection to this? I thought
it was funny when we were going through the media. I used to work at the Susquehanna Valley Mall.
No
I
way.
grew up in central Pennsylvania.
Wow. Okay.
I thought you would love that.
I was gonna say it's not in great shape now. But hey, it not being in great shape allows us to do events like this at an affordable price.
Yeah.
Price.
Free admission.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, we're basically taking over the whole main concourse of the mall, basically. Yeah, it's like when they used to do. You guys remember used to do like baseball card shows, like this one's gonna be like horror and Halloween, which is gonna be pretty fun. Again, like I said, we got some big announcements coming for this one. Unfortunately, they're all coming this week, so I can't say a whole lot. But they're all coming this week. But it's just we got some cool guests coming to this show as well. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Matt, and the one thing I think everyone that knows, like, you're great with social media. You do real good with promoting and updating, and so
he's the guy.
Yeah. I hope you do the same with share at our show too. That always helps.
Well, yeah, of course.
Then I want to ask same question to you, Matt. What are some of the projects that you have in the pipeline?
Head on the Writer's Block is going to be coming out very, very soon. Finally, after that movie, Russell will tell you, has been a struggle. I mean, it's just been there's just been one problem after another, but it's finally together. It's fine. I mean, I think we're going to be releasing it very soon. Might even have a little surprise for everybody coming down the pike. But let's
talk for a minute about Heads on the Writer's Block, because if I remember correctly, that's a few shorts, right?
Yes,
so
it's an
anthology.
Yeah.
analogy.
So I thought that was really cool. So all right, well, I'm happy that one's getting close to being
Very
finished.
close, very close. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I was gonna say, but yeah, no, it's basically about a guy who's a writer and he has writer's block, and he's this horror writer, and basically, let's be, I mean, I don't want to give away too much, but he's kind of a hack. He's kind of, he's kind of a, kind of not a, not the most reputable guy. Let's just put it that way. And he has he's at a horror convention and he has this girl with him or whatever who actually is pretty good at writing stories. So they decide to collaborate. They decide to collaborate, for lack of a better word. But yeah, you'll see. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be. It's definitely different. And we had all different people shoot the shorts. We had Jordan Miller and Russell actually starred in that one with alongside Jim Crud and get well soon, Jim. I mean, Jim's having a lot of help, and he is the nicest, most great. He's the greatest guy. Yeah, everybody loves Jim Crud. Best wishes, Jim, from all of us. I mean, we were all thinking about you, buddy, and we hope we see you real soon. Yeah, because he's I mean, it's one of the best guys you'll ever meet. But yeah, so yeah. But anyway, so Jordan Miller. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I got to drop Shannon's name too.
Yeah,
Shannon Atkins.
Yeah, she's in that
episode.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was in that episode as well. Yeah, and then let's see, we had Lisa Neal in Ohio directed one of the shorts, and then we had George and Josue did one, and then Todd did the other one. Cool. Todd Robinson did the other one. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So can't wait for that, and like I said, hopefully it'll be out sooner than later. And right now I got it in production. We've got a few things in production. The Waynesboro Butcher, which I'm working with Blood Pact Films on. That's me and Todd. Todd is actually shooting that one. I'm actually directing for the first time ever.
Congratulations.
Good.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, congratulate me when it gets when you see it. Yeah,
I don't envy you.
Yeah. Well, no,
I don't envy you.
I don't envy me either.
Yeah.
It's
everybody thinks directing is easy.
It's not. No, it's actually not. Even for like a documentary style film like this. And we got that. I got another project with Mark Byrne, and I know he's coming on the show here soon. And I'll let him talk more about this, but I'll just drop the name. It's actually another anthology film. I guess he must like the concept of Head on the Writer's Block. And we got one called Roxy's Brutal Bits, which is going to be Angel Bradford is actually hosting that one from North Carolina.
Okay,
so we actually got her footage, and we're actually working on that in the next couple months. So and I'll do one more here real quick. Jordan Miller and I, we did The Only Ones together, and now we have our new project coming soon called Vicious Valentines, which is going to be a Valentine's themed horror film, which is, which My Bloody Valentine is one of my favorites of all time. So I can't wait for that one either. So, so yeah, I guess that's what I got going on. It's going to be pretty cool. So
I gotta ask Matt something, because there's something that like I don't know if you know anything about it or whatever, but I hear this, I hear that. So Heavy Duty Man.
That was Key 13. Key 13, and
but I don't know, because I know like you're in the loop. And everything,
I mean, from what I hear, it's in post production. Apparently, it's done. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It is done.
I was gonna say, I even told those guys. I was like, Blood Pact will take it. I was like, Blood Pact will definitely take that film. I was like, because we have a lot of films like Crickfoot and the smaller.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was gonna say that movie was lightning in a bottle. I mean, that was
dude.
Yeah, I mean, and I know Bone was touring around a while with a sequel, but I was like, man, I don't know if you could sequel that movie. Quite frankly, it's just
you're trying to catch that same magic,
that lightning in a bottle or whatever. It's just I was gonna say, but it was a lot of fun. I wish you guys could have.
I know
the snow, man.
Yes,
the snow screwed you both times. Yeah, both times was.
I had a chance to get in it. Jesse L. Green
and Jeff Cottlewitz.
Jeff. We had an opportunity. They had the scene all set up when it was ready to go, but the weather just kicked us both times. Yeah, and so it had to go.
And we're just like, man, we got to get this done. We already had a premiere date and everything. We're just like, and Bowden was like, I'm sorry guys, but I got to get this done. If we're gonna make this premiere date or whatever. Yeah.
I got to say this. I remember, because it came together so quickly. I mean, and it just happened so fast. I'm sitting in the theater, and I'm there to support Bone.
And One of One played as well. I remember that was a double feature.
But I was in the theater. I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, nah, it's not going to be this good. It's not going to be this good. Oh my goodness! I laughed. I had an asthma attack in the freaking theater, laughing so hard at this movie, and I'm like, And of course, then I'm kicking myself. Wow, you could have been a part of this. You could have been a part of it.
He and Jesse have not let me live that down. They the only one of them let me live that down. But if you can't control the weather, you can't control the weather. That's what I said. Yeah, or we would have done it. Yeah. It's on Fawsome, the free app Fawsome. If anyone wants to check out The Legend of Crickfoot, it's on Fawsome.
God, check it out, please.
We've talked about it in a previous episode too. I forget which guest we had.
I think it might have been us. It might have been.
Okay.
It might have been us.
We have Miss Chanda Rawlings in the waiting room. Let's go ahead and bring Miss Chanda on, and I would like to do the same thing with Miss Chanda. Do a little bit of an interview and catch up with her since the last time she was on the show.
Speaking of Crickfoot, her role is awesome in that.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Hey, how are you?
How's it going?
Can you hear us?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we got it.
So delighted to be here.
Us too. We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Chanda. Share with the audience a little bit about yourself, and then I want to ask you about some of your current endeavors, and then I think we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive on Devious Intent. So please share with the audience who you are and why you're on the show.
Hi guys, my name is Chanda Rawlings. I am an indie actress. I am a model. I do some writing. I do a little bit of everything, you guys. And I am here to talk about Devious Intent and dig into some really cool conspiracy stuff with these guys.
Absolutely. All right, let's talk about. I asked these guys like what projects they have in the can or that are moving forward. So I very much want the same thing from you, if you'll share with our audience some of the films that you've worked on and some of the things that are in post-production at this point.
I just finished up on Crackoons actually a few weeks ago. That is almost finished with principal photography. So that's something to look out for. I don't know when he's shooting for a release, but it is the sequel to Crackoon. If you haven't watched the original one, I'm not in it, but watch it. You will love it. Let's see. I finished up Shiver in March. That one is going to be a Christmas slasher. Definitely want to check that one out. The killer in that is awesome. I am about to go away to work on a project called In the Midnight Hour. Unfortunately, I can't talk a lot about it, but it is going to be a bloodbath, and I'm ready for it.
Now, you did a role, or if I'm wrong, correct me. Survive the End. Is that the name of the film? Survive the End. That's the one I was trying to remember.
I've heard the name. I don't know much about it. I was
telling them about this indie apocalyptic film. So share with us what you can about that film and your role in Survive the End.
Basically, kind of y'all covered it. It follows this family in this post-apocalyptic area in Pennsylvania. And I play an owner of a movie theater that's a safe place that turns out to not be such a safe place anymore.
How long was the shoot? And tell us a little bit about that production, if you don't mind.
I was only on set for a day for that one. It was a bit of a smaller role for me, but I think that was about a month and a half because they did a lot of weekend stuff of filming. That one is absolutely in the can, and I'm excited to see how all of that turns out.
Yeah, me too. That one has definitely caught my attention. So that brings us to Nick. Can we bring up our graphic for Devious Intent? The world premiere is September 19th at 7 p.m. at the Waynesboro Theater in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. We've invited both Mark and Donna Byrne on, as well as Catherine Andrea, for our next recording session, which right now is planned for next Sunday. So we're encouraging everyone to come out, and you can go ahead and bring the graphic down. Chanda, I'm going to start with you, and I'm going to ask like your role in the film and who you play. Then I'm going to get that with Russell and talk to Matt, and then we're going to take a look at the trailer.
Awesome. All right, so I play Dawn in that. Basically, my character is someone that has hit a lot of like dead ends in her life, and her friend has this crazy idea to get involved in a heist. And since there's not really anything great going on in my life, I'm just like, to hell with it. I'm gonna help out with an art heist. And basically shenanigans ensue because I'm an amateur. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no business being part of this heist. So that is my role in Devious Intent.
Sounds awesome. Russell, tell us about your role in the film.
Oh well, okay. I'm a hitman.
All right.
And
I can see that.
Yeah, Harry the Hitman.
Harry the Hitman.
Yeah, but I take care of a lot of business, and I actually get to meet up with Chanda in a doctor's office. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
No, but it was a fun scene. But no, basically, I do what the bosses need to get done, and I don't hesitate about it. I set it up, I make it happen. So I can't say what happens to Harry. I know what happens to Harry, but I can't say what happens to Harry.
I'll ask you after we look at the trailer and ask some more about the character. Matt, what do you want to share about your relationship to this film, to Devious Intent?
Well, this film, I was pretty much strictly a producer. I didn't really have any time in front of the camera or anything this time. Because I just didn't really have anything to really offer this film. I didn't think. I mean, I don't mean it like that, but I mean, it's just, it was definitely, there wasn't really a role for me. I didn't think so. I was just like, okay, I'd rather see, somebody else. I'd rather see other folks, do that or whatever. But yeah, it's a really cool movie. It's definitely very old crime. It definitely reminds you of like something out of like, I mean, I've seen like the final cuts of it. It reminds you of like something out of like the 70s or something, which Mark, of course, is very good. And a lot of his stuff really has that kind of retro feel to it. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We shot most of it around Waynesboro, at different places and whatnot. And I know somebody else in this room who was in that movie too.
Yeah, there we go.
They made their film debut right here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and look at the trailer, and then I'm going to get everyone to talk about Absurd Productions. Go ahead and hit the trailer, Nick.
You know what happens when you mix 2 amateurs, 4 hired guns, 3 bosses, 2 bodyguards, 1 stoner, and a con man? Trouble.
I had a great asset, but it's not great anymore.
Time to move the asset.
It's been time. I keep getting talked out of it, but no more.
Now's the time. The move's been made on that lawyer. He's dead, which puts you on the clock. Your task, get the guy who did it.
Not the one who ordered the hit, the one who did it.
So there are 3 paintings in particular that have the majority value of the whole collection. And I know which ones those are. And they're not even going to know what hit them.
There's others out there lying in wait, hoping for the big break. You think they're just going to lie back and let someone walk out with those paintings?
Numbers never stop flipping. Mine turned up, his didn't.
Because they're going to know where to come, which is right here, and you're going to have a bullseye painted on your back.
I already double-crossed once to get to this point. What's another now?
Hurry up, we got a target marked.
You mean you got a target? I'm out.
I get paid to pull the trigger.
Nice.
Some get reward, and others get dead.
Very nice.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Miss Chanda, I'll start with you. One is, how do you feel about the film? What do you think? 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 What do is Is this your first film with Absurd Productions? And, if not, share with the audience what else you've done with Absurd.
Compensated by the government.
And then I would like for you to share with the audience what it's like to work with Mark and Donna.
Absolutely. This is actually my second production with them. I worked on their previous production, One of One. And being on set with them, it's a blessing, honestly. They're such nice folks. It's just a very good experience. Everybody just loves being there. The content that they write and film is just so unique. And I love being on set with them. They're wonderful folks.
Good. Russell, what would you like to say about work? Again, have you been in other films with them? Share the films you've been with, and why you like to work with Mark and Donna.
Well, I said like the first film that I worked with Mark and Donna was one that Matt hooked me up with.
Brazen Impact.
Yeah, thank you. Brazen Impact, and that was my first encounter with them, and I got brought on at the last minute because of
we had somebody drop out.
They had somebody drop out, and of course, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And I got to work with him, and it was, Mark knows what he wants, and he can see what he wants, and then he gets it out and he puts it on film. And he's open to suggestions and things like that, but he is definitely, you don't have to worry about what's happening because he's got it down. And Donna, love her. She's right there with him, making everything happen, so. And of course I was in One of One as well with Chanda, and that was a lot of fun. One of my I'll just say it. I was like, this is one line that I came up with, and it was with Marcus, and he was kind of upset in a certain position, and I told him, I said, hey, don't go away mad, just go away. and he was like, yeah. But yeah, One of One was a lot of fun, and that was, we filmed at different locations and stuff. But and that was the one Nancy Ann Ritter made her return to acting, and on her on-screen return, and I got to work with her on that. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah, and then of course now Devious Intent. So lots of fun. Love those guys.
Matt, you've worked with Mark and Donna for quite some time. How long?
Years. It's been a few years, and they were actually a part of my first film ever with Conrad Brooks from Plan 9 from Outer Space. Wow. I met them way back in 2006, 2007, around that area.
Wow.
Now I got out of it for a while. I got out of it for a while, but then I met Mark again at a convention when I was kind of starting to get back into it with another guy named Dusty Fleischman. We made a few films together. Those were some wild ones. Radioactive flesh-eating foliage and whatnot. That was a wild one. If you could ever find that, it's hilarious. That movie is just too much. But they were. I re-met Mark and Donna, and Mark wanted to contact me for a movie he was doing at the time, and you can still watch this one on IMDb called Mismatch. It was the first comedy he ever did about a dating game gone wrong, and I got to be a conspiracy theorist on that one, which was a lot of fun. And then we did Bigfoot, which was great. That was a lot. That one was a lot of fun. Then Remnants, which was pretty cool, and then Brazen Impact. I love Brazen Impact because I got to play somebody different. I got to play a villain for a change, which was pretty cool. And then
perfect. He was right on.
Well, I knew I kind of did a good job because when we premiered that movie and they popped me. I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, when they popped me in the end, the whole theater stood up and applauded. So I was so hated in that movie. I was such a hateful.
And that's the thing. He's the guy you love to hate.
Yeah, I was. I was the guy that you wanted to see. I was the guy. I was like Judy from Sleepaway Camp. Like just the one that you just can't wait for them to die, which was great. And then One of One, I kind of took a step back on One of One, but I wasn't in front of the camera, but I helped a lot behind the scenes. And that was one of the first movies we did in Waynesboro. We did it at like Chuck's Records in the park and the things like that. Yeah. And then we did Blood and Breakfast, which was I really enjoyed that one. Unfortunately, I forget what happened. I remember, Chanda, I think you wound up, something happened with like scheduling or something like that or whatever. But I mean, it was that movie was pretty cool. And then of course now we got this one, and then we got then the next one we're doing Roxy. That's going to be a lot of fun too. That's going to be more of like a horror comedy type deal as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, no, I mean Mark's like one of my best friends, and I mean it's just really great to work with people who have the same drive that you do. You know what I mean? They're not like not either dragging their feet or just I mean, because you see so many of these movies that are just like they're either not out for one reason or another, or they're just I mean it's just you want to, I mean it's just I hope I like the fact that Mark just really likes getting stuff out there like I do.
He finishes.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, because we've all been a part of those films that
go nowhere.
I mean, some of them never get finished. I mean,
I still have my fingers crossed.
Well, me too. Yeah, me too. That's all you can do at this point. It's winging a prayer. So,
that was the compliment. Nick and I were talking downstairs, and I said, he finishes films.
Absolutely.
They put him out there. So we do a little bit of a conspiracy. It's interesting to have talking about Mark and Donna, because they were on when the show first started, right? We did an episode on JFK. So what I was inviting them back on this time, like when Donna realized there was no homework, she was like, yes, she was, no homework, because, she put a lot of work into the actual conspiracies around the JFK thing. But we don't do that no more. Now we just, we introduce it as just like a conversation piece, whatever topic of the day. So there's been these really fascinating hearings in Congress regarding MK Ultra, Mind Control Ultra, from the Cold War era. I've gotten to talk about aliens and alien disclosure with Chanda. You guys, we've shared a conversation on the visionary filmmaker David Cronenberg.
Yep. I forget what we also did another episode, Don. I can't remember what the first one.
Slasher 15 Slaves the movie. You were there for that one. And I did one with you too.
I can't remember. Well, with me and you, it was
Cronenberg together, right?
Yeah, but didn't we do one before that too?
Maybe. I was going to say, I know, because this is my third time, I think, on this. I can't remember. But
it is.
This is my third.
It's both our third time.
Yeah. Shonda's second. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at this first clip that we have. This is from about 2 weeks ago. The first congressional hearing. This is MK Ultra. This is Representative Luna Paulina, I think her name is. We're going to watch about 3 minutes of her opening statement. I'm going to get everyone's response to it.
By 1975, the Church Committee and the Rockefeller Commission had already established through sworn testimony and the surviving 1963 Inspector General report that MK Ultra existed and that the CIA had run a program of human experimentation on unwitting Americans. The scope and detail of what we know today is largely because of an accident. In 1977, an archivist diligently complying with a FOIA request discovered 7 boxes of MK Ultra financial records that had been misfiled and escaped the bonfire. Those 7 boxes included the names of institutions, the name of subprojects, the researchers who participated, the specific operation that the CIA had funded, and without them, the vast majority of MK Ultra would only be a rumor, just as Helms and Gottlieb intended. Those 7 boxes revealed that MK Ultra comprised at least 149 subprojects, operated across more than 80 institutions, and involved 185 non-government researchers. They revealed that the CIA covertly contributed $375,000 to a hospital research wing, which was approved directly by DCI Alan Dulles, which Richard Helms concurrence, so the agency could use unwitting patients as experimental subjects in what their own documents called a hospital safe house. The CIA owns Inspector General said in 1963 his classified report concluded that the program had exceeded the agency's legal chapter, and covert testing on unwitting subjects placed the rights and interests of U.S. citizens in jeopardy. The program ran for a decade that we know of, and they ignored their own watchdog. Let me be clear what I believe that we are dealing with here. Administering drugs to people without their knowledge or consent, subjecting humans to psychological torture, and using prisoners and hospital patients as non-consenting research subjects. These are crimes against humanity. The Central Intelligence Agency committed them, and then the director of the CIA was ordering the destruction of evidence. Today we will hear from two witnesses who have spent years unraveling the cover-up that.
All right, MK Ultra is why I've been fascinated by MK for 40 years. The first time I'd ever heard about it, and to actually see it in the public light in this, this new declassified time is quite fascinating. Russell, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the fact that 50 years later we're having MK Ultra hearings about the CIA's experimentation into mind control.
Well, where do you think LSD came from? Yeah, well, honestly, it says
the CIA bought all the LSD manufactured in Europe and brought it over to San Francisco and slowly distributed it over a decade. Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely real. And for the longest time, oh no, they say conspiracy theory. What really gets me is that a lot of conspiracy theories, especially this one, and then you find out, oh my God, it was real. This really happened. And what gets me about this? Well, how it's like a miraculous thing. Where did those 7 boxes come from? I mean, all of a sudden, after 50 years, they show up and how come they couldn't get found earlier? I don't know. It's a conspiracy. But no, I absolutely, positively believe that this stuff really went on. Mm-hmm. I had my time in the military. When I got out, I actually had to sign an NDA that I couldn't discuss what I knew for 75 years. I still have a little ways to go on that. I'll probably be dead by the time that gets around. But that's what they do. Right, I mean, because there are people out there that know. I mean, absolutely positively know that what is and isn't true, and so that, but they can't say anything because you don't want the. Or they don't even knock; they just come in and
Men in Black or whatever,
right? To come with us.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm not surprised.
Right.
I am not surprised, and I don't know if they're going to let known what exactly they did or the outcome of some of those things, because I can pretty much guarantee you that it's going to be ugly, and I mean extremely ugly, and. Probably, unfortunately, at this time, all of those that were responsible for that during that time are probably no longer with us. Right. So there's not really a whole lot that they can do.
Right. Great. Matt, your thoughts on when you hear stuff about mind control, and in a cinematic way, I mean, you think the first film when it came to my mind was one called Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
It's playing with the conscious, playing with the mind. That's a theme all through cinema.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this does not surprise me in the least. They've been trying to control us for how many years? I mean, centuries. The humans have been trying to control humans. Centuries. I mean, this does not surprise me in the least. I mean, it's just human behavior. It's just, now, like I said, again, where did those boxes come from? Well, somebody obviously pissed somebody off, and they and magically and that things like that don't appear out of a hat. I mean, somebody pissed somebody off, or it ate away at somebody so bad that they had to come clean or whatever. And like Russell said, most of these people that participate in this are dead. I'm sure most likely. It's been 50 years now.
Yeah, the Cold War.
The Cold War. It's been well over 50 years. So you can't. I was gonna say, but yeah, the experimentation. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You're talking about cinema. Spider-Nor did the same story basically, where they were experimenting on these guys, and that's I don't want to spoil Spider-Nor. Spider-Nor is awesome, by the way. It's on Prime. time. Nick Cage
Yeah,
plays
yeah.
Spider-Man. It's really cool. But that's what they did to these soldiers or whatever. They these these Nazis or whatever were doing that. And I mean, that's what they said they were doing it back in the 40s. People have been doing this for years. There's no surprise here at all.
Sometimes, just real quick, sometimes I wonder if ideas from movies actually come from real life.
Oh, you better believe it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard Mossad is behind Fight Club. Chanda, your thought on MK Ultra?
Man, I could sit here and
Yes, that's why we got in.
Go, girl.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go.
I love the alien. I love your thoughts on the alien, so I had to have you for this one.
Honestly, I'm not surprised at all. Because the government, our government, governments around the world cover up so much. What is so concerning to me about the situation is that, yes, those 7 boxes showed up out of nowhere. They had them in their possession for how long? And nobody came forward about it until, whatever reason, now it's coming forward after 50 years. All those people that were affected by it, the people that were responsible for it, are probably not with us anymore. So nobody's going to be held accountable for that.
Right.
And just seeing the web of, all right, so you have the program itself, all of the webs that it touched, hospitals, jails, just innocent people where people feel like they should be safe, especially in a hospital situation, being taken advantage of and being abused, basically. And for the survivors, there was nothing done to bring them justice at all. It's just now public knowledge. It's basically now, what are we going to do going forward? And what programs have they had in place throughout our history as a country from that time that have been covered up?
Right.
And there's no boxes because it's all been destroyed. There's so much that they're hiding from us, and it's sickening.
Yes.
She made me think of one other thing about what are we going to do and how do we move forward from this. One of the things that Anna Paulina Luna had said was that the CIA actually ignored the watchdogs that were overlooking this, and that are like, we don't care what you say. We're going to do what we do.
Yeah.
So and so it's like, who watches the watchers?
Yeah, who watches the Watchmen?
Yeah.
The Watchmen. That movie, The Watchmen. Who watches the Watchmen? And I mean, another thing too. It's like now we live in a world where we have these cell phones. We're tracked 24 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
And our minds are being shaped.
Being shaped by these
Your
cell phones.
algorithm is
Exactly.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I mean, so now they're basically doing the same thing to us, just not. I mean, short of the physical torture, they're doing the same thing to us. I mean, it's everybody.
I want to share this before we go into the next clip. In what feels like a past life, I spent more than 20 years working in mental health. That's real. I worked at Brooklane, which was one of the last institutions on the East Coast where you could go get ECT, the electroconvulsive therapy. And I remember going into that room, and it was so barren, and if anything felt like a torture chamber, it would have been felt like the Nazis decorated this, But let's play. This is Tom O'Neill. He's a quite fascinating journalist. This guy is an amazing, a true journalist. I've watched him on Rogan. He has this amazing book out called Chaos. I even think they've got a Netflix documentary on his book. So Chaos, the Manson murders, and he connects it to MK Ultra. We're going to watch about 3 minutes of his opening statement, and I'm going to get everyone's thoughts on Charles Manson.
Congressional hearings into MK Ultra took place just a short walk from here in the Dirksen Senate office building. At those hearings, convened in August and September of 1977, representatives of the CIA told Congress and the American people that its 25-year effort to control human behavior had been a colossal failure. Because I believe Congress was never told the truth about what this program actually achieved. In fact, I believe the agency misled Congress in 1977 when it characterized MK Ultra as a failure. My name is Tom O'Neill, and in 1999, I accepted a magazine assignment to write a story about murders committed by a group of hippies called the Manson family. For those unfamiliar with this horrific episode of American history, in the summer of 1969, 4 young people acting on the orders of a cult leader named Charles Manson went to the home of movie director Roman Polanski and murdered everyone they found there, including his 8.5-month pregnant wife, the actress Sharon Tate. The victims were complete strangers to their killers. The following night, Manson's followers murdered another couple in the same grisly fashion. At the time I accepted the assignment, I'd never heard of MKUltra, and I wouldn't for another 2 years after I'd missed countless deadlines, lost the assignment, and fallen down a nightmarish rabbit hole trying to answer the question I couldn't quite shake. How had Manson, a barely literate ex-con, acquired the ability to persuade ordinary young people to murder complete strangers simply because he had told them to? The pursuit of the answer to that question led me to Dr. Louis Jolyon West, known to his friends as Jolly. West was one of the most influential psychiatrists in America. During his career, he crossed paths with some of the most controversial events of the 20th century, including the Patty Hearst kidnapping case and the aftermath of the John F. Kennedy assassination investigation. In 1977, West was one of 7 academic researchers named in a front-page New York Times story alleging that the CIA had used American universities, hospitals, and prisons as secret laboratories for experiments involving LSD and other drugs on unwitting human subjects.
You can go ahead and bring it down, Nick.
West vigorously denied the allegation.
I encourage everyone to check the footage out to learn more about Tom O'Neill. Chanda, this is a strange question, but what is your knowledge base on Manson? What do you know about Charles Manson? So let's just start with that. As a younger person, what's your knowledge of Charles Manson? And then I'm going to go around to the group.
I know kind of the basics, that he was a cult leader, and basically he ended up convincing these people to kill for him.
Have you ever seen any of the films? There's a couple of different Manson films out there. There's like
Helter Skelter.
Helter Skelter.
Yeah,
there's one by this underground filmmaker I really love. I've always been fascinated by the Manson story. I know way too fucking much about the dude. I even had his music on one episode. Like I know way too much. Read a bunch of books when I was younger. And I thought I knew everything there was to know about the story. And then I found Tom O'Neill, and he connects them to this whole CIA thing. And then you find out that Manson is in prisons, that the CIA are, So O'Neill has done some incredible research. And to actually be alive when the Manson story changed was like, what? Your thoughts on the whole Manson story?
Well, I know that, what I knew when I was growing up and things like that, and that basically, as Chanda said, a cult leader, being able to convince people. But the older I got, and of course, I do, sometimes something appeals to me, and I'll dive deep. I know that with Manson and all that, first off, like I said, illiterate. Okay, I'm basically, where did this guy come from? How did he
West Virginia.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Charleston, West Virginia.
It says I wasn't born here. I just live in West Virginia.
But that does explain a lot.
Yeah, but I love this place. No, but my thoughts went back to the CIA and their the mind control. And honestly, it's never been proven. I don't even know if it's come up, but something that I felt like is that Manson could have been a part of that program and was exposing these people that supposedly, his cult, to these drugs, and that is how he gained such power over them to convince them to just, to be able to turn that off, to turn off that part of your human spirit, your soul, to be able to just go out and take life without any remorse. And that's what it was. It was without remorse. These people had no problem killing. So, and for me, I think that Manson was actually part of that program. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't, but that's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And that, but yeah, I think that's the only way he could have done it is through changing their mental thinking, through drugs and everything, and making them just yes sir, I think whatever you say, master.
I'll tell you another figure also affected by that was the Whitey Bulger, the gangster Whitey Bulger.
Whitey?
When he was in prison,
Yeah.
he was given heavy doses of LSD.
Yeah.
Matt, real quick, I'll ask you anything on Manson. Did we lose Chanda?
I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, just timed out. All right, sorry.
Yeah. Nah.
Well, told her she can rejoin once we.
All right, you're going to try to bring her on for a wrap up. We'll hold on and then we'll do a closeout.
Good.
Vamp for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Share your
I was
thoughts
gonna say,
on the
I
clip.
mean, all I know about Manson is
You're back.
Oh, there's Chanda. Yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, basically he had fun till his daddy took the T-bird away. I mean, remember when he was in the Beach Boys? That's little known trivia about Manson. He was actually in the Beach. He was actually wrote sones for the Beach Boys.
Sold songs.
Yeah, he and Dennis Wilson were good. He and the Wilson brothers
about
were good
that.
friends.
Yeah,
I was gonna
see?
say, yeah. I mean, Dennis apparently was the wild man of the Beach Boys. Apparently, the drummer, of course, he passed away in a surfing accident actually in 1980. I think it was 84 or something like that. So, but aside from it, I don't know. Maybe I mean it's a plausible theory that that the thing is, the people in the 60s, they were also drugged out. I mean, and they were all taking drugs, and nobody had there was no. I mean, they were just taking anything that people gave them or whatever. And I think a lot of that, it just affected people. So a lot of people.
I'm not sure they've stopped in Martinsburg.
Well, I mean, that's or a lot of places, but I mean, but yeah, all the free love and peace and love and whatnot is, to some people, they take the drugs and their brain takes it a different way. I mean, they become very violent. They become they become very violent or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
prone to suggestion.
Exactly, and open to suggestion. But yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, Manson was just a charismatic guy. I mean, he was a very similar situation. Look at Jim Jones. How did Jim Jones get all those people to follow him all the way out to freaking, where was it? Out in South Ghana. Guyana or whatever. Yeah. I mean, Jim Jones got all these, 1,500, and then he convinced them all to
Purple Kool-Aid.
Drink the Flavor Aid. Drink my Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Keep Kool-Aid's name out of your mouth.
You're right. It was Flavor Aid.
Which is hilarious because I was in Save-A-Lot the other day and they still sell Flavor Aid. I'm like, what is going on with you? I was like, they still sell the actual Flavor Aid brand. I'm like, whoa. Which is cool because if we ever want to do a Jim Jones movie, there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
But back to the point here.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, Manson was a charismatic guy. There was a lot of drugs, a lot of social unrest, a lot of violence. It's I don't know if it was a government thing, but it could have been. I mean, it's not impossible to think that, but I mean, most of it I think had to do with Manson just being that kind of guy or whatever. I mean,
let's go ahead and we'll close the show. I'm going to ask everyone to encourage everyone to come out for the September 19th screening of Devious Intent at the Waynesboro Theater. Show starts at 9. Matt has an event going on that day.
Yeah, you'll be able to meet most of the cast that day, including Chanda.
You're going to be there, right?
Yep, be there.
And Russell will be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I was going to say, a good bit of the cast, I'm sure, will be there, so it'll be fun.
Chanda, what do you want to say about September 19th, and plug your social media?
Oh my gosh, please come out, you guys, support us, enjoy the film. You can find me on Facebook under my name, Chanda Rawlings, and on Instagram under Spot of Sunshine.
Awesome. Russell, same thing.
Well, I will definitely be at the premiere on September 19th. As far as me, Russell Sage Patrick, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, same name. IMDb, you can see, like I say, see a lot of my projects and where you can see them on, like I said, on IMDb, Russell Sage Patrick. In fact, I'm the only one But there was one other thing that I know this is the Devious files, but I had to bring this up just in case it doesn't come out between now and then. And this is for Chanda, Black Sheep, October 24th.
Yes.
Black Sheep, October 24th, York, PA. I worked sound on that film, and I did get a cameo, and I actually get to whisper in her ear. You know,
yes, he does.
Is that what's been going on with all the whispering today? Okay, is that what this is? Okay. I'm like, what is up with the whispering?
But yeah, no, really, September 19th, come on out, and like I say, September 20th, we have the mini movie Mania. And of course, I clear it with Matt, Jesse L. Green, and me. We have a film called Reminiscing. And hopefully we'll get that in
Sundays
for the Sunday thing. But yes, September 19th, come on out, have a good time. Cast, crew, everybody's going to be there. It's going to be fun, and you will definitely enjoy the film.
I'm going to encourage everyone to please subscribe to the channel. Please share the show. Help us build our audience. Chanda, you're part of the highest viewed show ever, the one with Disclosure Day. With you, Justin, and Catherine Andre. Yes, 750. I think that was the last time. So we need everyone's support. I think we're doing a lot of fun. And I think it's a fun show. I appreciate all three of you guys being on again. I'm looking forward to seeing you 2 months from today. Today's July 19th, so September 19th. And our next recording session will be with Mark and Donna Byrne of Absurd Productions.
Sweet.
You can close this out, Nick. Bye.
Bye, Chanda.
Adios.
Bye.